Can they see us or just hear us?
Should be able to see.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the FasterFreedom Show. My name is Sam.
And I'm Lucas.
And Lucas had a long couple days, so we're gonna all carry the energy together. If you're just joining the live, let us know where you're from. If you're listening to the recording, thanks for being here. So Lucas, today we are going to take some high-level billion-dollar ideas and distill them down. Stop doing that, and we're going to distill them down to like our level and like normal people's level, not business level. So we're going to take some of these things that these massive are there trillion-dollar companies
Not
now?
yet.
All right, billion.
No, yeah, there are.
Apple's one of them.
Apple, Microsoft, yeah.
So a couple of ones we're going to
Right.
talk about here are trillion-dollar companies. We're going to take like their concepts and things that made them successful and distill them down to like everyday life and specifically with the real estate angle.
Yeah, I love that, man.
It's all
I
about the
think
angles, Walls.
It's all about the angles. We're going to talk about systems, simplicity, keeping it repeatable, and then it's going to just help you as you scale and allow you to scale faster.
For sure. So let's get rocking on those. Then we got some good, real or fakes, true or falses. I think I'm going to go 2 for 3, and then I really got to get caught up in our trash shit. So we have a fun episode for you today. Make sure to let us know where you're watching from if you're watching us live. All right, Lucas. So the number one thing that I've been harping on a ton lately that allows you to grow and scale, and lesson you can learn from large companies is systems. Systems are good. Systems separate the people who are just trying something to people that actually do it and do it at any level and scale. Like the quick analogy, then we'll break it down. But my analogy I always use for our mentorship is like Chick-fil-A. I go to Chick-fil-A almost every Saturday morning with my daughters, and I don't know if I've ever seen somebody there over the age of 20. So people buy Chick-fil-A franchises to buy their systems, and a lot of people make the same analogy with McDonald's. Those are huge companies that basically the customer-facing side is ran by high schoolers. Like I wouldn't let a high schooler run Faster House, would you?
No.
Okay, or
No.
most companies.
If we had good systems as they do, maybe.
That's my point. So systems are just a super important thing. McDonald's and Chick-fil-A are the two big examples that a lot of people can relate to. But having systems just allows for replicatability, repeatability, and all those things. How was those for some words?
Those are some words. Not sure if they are words, but that's all right. We make up words a lot of times here.
We
or
do.
You'll say a word that I don't think's a word that's actually a word.
We've done that before
Or
as well.
you'll say somebody that I think's dead that's not actually dead. We say RIP very often, and half the time I'm right.
Correct. Awesome. So let's talk about why systems are so powerful, and then we'll get into how it relates to real estate.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the question I'm going to answer right now.
Okay,
but
well, you
just
go
kinda
where you wanna
through-
go.
Just kind of go through our systems
Okay,
journey.
we can do that.
I felt like I was like a pretty decent operation system person, especially early in our career and what our business needed. So, just putting some simple things in place really help us get from, 1 door to 50 doors, let's say, to flip, 1 house a year to 20 houses a year. There can be some very simple processes that anybody who's not even good at systems can put into place and follow and be okay following and not be pulled out of their comfort zone. And I think what I've noticed this past, couple years is as you grow, your business becomes more complex. Everybody who's growing a rental portfolio, that's going to happen.
Yep.
So it's important to keep it simple. And in order to keep it simple as you grow, your systems have to develop better and more detailed than they were before. And we kind of grew out of my ability to come up and follow systems. Like the type of systems we put in place now, I hate them because they're that important and detailed. I don't mind like frameworks, and that's all you guys need is some sort of framework, some sort of something that's repeatable, and then can help you scale and get to that 10 doors quicker and with less mistakes than someone would without any systems.
Yeah, and obviously you can get involved in a mentorship to get somebody else's system, similar to buying a franchise of Chick-fil-A or McDonald's, like we mentioned. It's something you can create on your own too, but you just have to have the discipline to do it. And a good system is going to be something that's consistent and simple and repeatable, like I mentioned earlier. Just think about it. If you're wanting to flip 5 houses in 2025, like that's going to be pretty tough to do if you don't have systems of scope of works and contractors and getting insurance. And like if you're just like figuring it out as you go and you're scratching on a napkin your budget every time, you're probably going to do one or two. It's not going to go well.
Yeah.
But if you can have a system where you can just shove things down a pipeline and it spits out a property on the other side, which takes time. Again, that's why most people that grow do mentorships. But it just is something you have to put some time and effort towards.
And any business is, it's complicated. There's, sales and marketing. And the real estate side, you're buying a house, you're lining up the financing, you're closing on the house, then you're rehabbing the house, and then you're, either selling it or refinancing it, lining up that, and then getting a tenant and going to there's a lot of different pieces. And I don't know if this is exact saying, but it's super important. The people that can make complicated things simple are the people that are going to get the money. Mm-hmm. And the people that make simple things complicated are going to be broke.
Get some quotes, put some tweets out on that one, bro.
All right. I don't have Twitter, but go ahead and take that one.
There you go. I will. And then I just think it just boils down to, if you want to grow, you're not going to do it just willy-nilly in it every time. You're a willy-nillyer. Like, for example, McDonald's makes 75 hamburgers per second around the globe. That is insane.
That's insane, dude.
And then Chick-fil-A produces 527 million sandwiches a couple years ago. 527 million. So I think the big thing with those is, the example I like to use a lot when I'm talking to people about our community, our mentorship, is like, there's like the, open your own chicken joint. You're going to be the one opening and closing and hiring and firing and cleaning the toilets and ordering the food and dealing with employee issues, dealing with customer issues. But like, if you get a Chick-fil-A franchise, all that's covered. Like, you have to obviously put in the work and hire somebody, but like, when to order, how much to order, when to be open, how to do the drive-through lanes, that's all done for you.
Yeah.
And there's a process of onboarding and offboarding, and everything's done for you. You got to pay a lot of money for it, but you're buying time is what you're doing.
For sure. There's nothing wrong with that. I know some great business owners that own franchises, and that they love operating within a system that's already created. There's nothing wrong with that. That's probably goes against what Sam and I are about. We kind of want to operate how we want to operate, but there comes a lot of challenges with that, where we have to create our own systems along the way. Yeah,
and that's been good and fun, and also not good and not fun. Same thing. So related to investing, I kind of did a little bit earlier, but if you create systems, so I like to I'll quickly do the BRRRR method, the buy, rehab, rent, refinance method. Like, you create systems around buying houses, you are going to buy more houses. If you're have a lead flow of paid traffic and a funnel for that, and like networking, you'll buy more. If you have systems around rehabbing and you have like scope of works and things I mentioned earlier, you're going to do more. And systems around approving tenants. So if you have systems around each of the steps, you're just going to be more repeatable and more scalable and growable.
Yeah, I love that.
I think growable is a word.
Yeah, well, let's roll with it. I understand that one. So
there you go.
So what these systems could look like, and it's different for everybody, and every part of the business might look a little different. You could have a standard operating procedure with just like bullet points or numbers. You just document it. You could have flow charts, which are really helpful and for more visual people. Or you can document it, but with video blogs and stuff on how you do things, and definitely repeatable and scalable. And it helps, if you want to grow and grow your team, it can help train kind of your replacement as well, and they can just kind of jump into that and do the non-revenue generating tasks that you used to do, so you can level up and go out there and get that money.
I like it. All right, so step one, we're taking the power of systems from Chick-fil-A, which is the most profitable per store. I think they do double the revenue of McDonald's, and they're not even open on Sundays, which is annoying sometimes.
Per store.
Per store.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot, like double.
Yeah,
like a lot.
That doesn't surprise me. This is my metric. Just look at the drive-through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the time, just completely stacked, and they're flying through the drive-through. Yeah. It's not like you're just parking lot. They go, and they just up. Anyways, so great systems. That's bigly important. Number two, reputation and branding is a big thing. We're going to use Apple for this example. Apple's got a great reputation. Lucas is a big Apple fan. Doesn't have the Apple phone, but he still understands and appreciates the company. I think they were the first $1 trillion company.
I believe so.
But they are huge on branding and having these raving fans. I went and got my iPhone 16 a couple weeks ago when it came out. I ordered it ahead of time, so I got to walk in and do it. But it was a line of like 80 people, and it was just in the middle of a West County Mall, which is not like a popular mall. They just have fans. They release.
It's the same stores in the mall.
It's the same phone as the 15, but people are lined up to go get it.
Wow. So. Is it new? Is it a newer release or not even?
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, okay. It was a new release. Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah. They do a great job of promoting their products and building that hype. So when that thing drops, people are 80 deep in line. That's amazing.
Yeah, they have a really like when they drop those goggles, which nobody's done goggles right. Meta's tried. Apple's kind of failed as far as like those VR goggles, as far as getting them at mass. I remember, I think they had like over 1 million people watching their YouTube release of it. They're just building hype. Building a brand takes time. It takes attention to detail, and it takes systems.
Yeah.
But it just takes you getting in front of people, and once they like, know, and trust you, they're much more likely to sell you the house or open their wallet and buy your product.
Yeah, people don't look at marketing branding very systematized, I would say, but it's just like any other part of your business that it would seem a little more operational. You need systems to create a brand, to market. You need systems to go out there and find connectors and find houses, and you have to execute those systems. You can't just have the system and it run itself.
We're on branding now, Lucas.
My bad. All right. Going off.
Going backwards. You like systems so much. Systems are important, but no, you need, if you want to do branding, you have to have systems in place. I get it. So, as far as like how this relates to you as an investor, it's going to be, we buy 150 houses this year off of marketing, or with no marketing spend, just off of our brand and our connections and our community, the things that we do. And we spend money to grow our brand, but it's also just it's one of those things where you got to just bootstrap it and do it. I feel like, especially on the real estate investing side. Maybe Apple doesn't have to do as much bootstrapping. They have ads and things they can pay for, but most people, if you're a rehab investor, you're not going to pay for ads. So just spending the time to get a good reputation, that does take time, and social media is a great way to do it as well.
Yeah.
You're growing your social media brand.
Yeah, a little bit in our house buying company's brand.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been fruitful.
Awesome. All right, get on number 3, Lucas. What's the company we're using for this example?
This is Amazon.com. Have you heard of them?
I have not. What do they do?
What's the first time you used Amazon? Do you remember?
I think it was a book. I think it
book.
was books back in the day. I don't remember what book it was.
I think I bought it and I also returned it to Amazon. Is that a thing? Or maybe I sold it through Amazon and I had to like ship it myself.
Oh, you're saying like a college
textbook.
Oh yeah, mine was like a book, I think. I don't know.
Mine was like a textbook, and I remember like having to package it with like this paper and put something on it, and I shipped it to somebody who bought the textbook on Amazon. I think
It could be, probably. I just know that when I would sell my college textbooks, like you sell them back to like the stores around school, and like I would get like a few $100s cash, and I would feel so like I wouldn't like tell my parents like, hey, I returned the books.
That's like trading in a car. That's like selling to Faster House, and then I went like the private route to sell my books and got like, I don't know, $35 more or something, but that much extra work to do it.
Like back in the day, that's like a couple cases of Natty.
Well, that was a night out.
Yeah, that was a 30. We could feel real
Maybe
good
a
for
couple nights out.
$35. 50 cent.
I might even be tipping that.
50 cent freaking like mixed drinks.
Buy one get $1 bottles.
That used to be quite the time.
But that's the first time I used Amazon, and they've just morphed into simplicity and convenience for the user. And you can get something delivered to your doorstep at the touch of your fingertips. Which is unbelievable.
It's all about. And I remember Bezos seeing his old interviews back in the day when he had hair, driving his whatever Toyota in his office.
Honda Accord.
But it's just all about like the customer. If he's like, if your entire focus is on the customer experience, making it better, you will make money, and nothing else honestly matters. I mean, it does, but if you can focus on your customer's experience, then you're going to win. Like Unreasonable Hospitality, talk about that with us. Yeah,
so Unreasonable Hospitality, I think it's a theme and a book. Read the book if you haven't read it, but it's a theme we like to implement in many portions of our business. We're starting in our property management, but we've been doing it a couple years in our flipping business, our house buying business. So we just go above and beyond for our home sellers, people that are selling us their house, and really just taking a step back and understanding what type of huge transaction this is to these people. We do it 25 times a month, and it's a good reminder to this is the biggest decision of their lives a lot of times. So to go above and beyond for these people, maybe learn what they like, learn some of their hobbies, and not only just buying their house and giving them the money, but also hey maybe here's a gift card, or here's a bottle of your favorite bourbon if they're bourbon drinkers. We've done all of it, and it's just I think it helps with that reputation and helps with number 2 what we're talking about, just building that brand and word of mouth. Yeah, just that just put yourself in their shoes, or just try to make each interaction with them as there's some
concert or something going on over there. We've realized this is like the worst place ever for a studio with that and that. We didn't know that when we designed it.
Where
I think Shane can.
And the other side of that is, like Sam was saying, it might cost a little money to be unreasonably hospitable. And that might not create a return right away, but over the long term, over the long run, it's going to pay so much dividends, and the ROI is going to be unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
And once that train starts, it's hard to stop it. You know what I mean? It's
momentum.
Momentum, for sure, is big in brand, in reputation.
Yep. So just every time you're dealing with a contractor or you're dealing with a potential home buyer, or if you're in a business, you own a landscape business, or you're a lawyer, whatever you do, just really try to make your experience with whoever's paying you or maybe going to pay you really good, because that leads to your reputation. Like a lot of these are obviously intertwined. I think intertwinked's a word, right?
Sure.
Intertwined and interlinked.
I knew what you were saying.
Intertwined is not. I know it's not a word, Shane. So intertwined, like systems and reputation, customer experience and reputation are intertwined as well. And the fourth one is that you can take from these big businesses, and there's a ton of them, are referral-based growth. So Airbnb and Uber, like the best leads that we get as a house flipping company are referral leads. The best leads that I get through our education company are somebody that was successful and happy with their education. Mm-hmm. They bought a house, they learned it, then they refer their friend or somebody they know, like this crush for me. Like I said, that's a pretty easy sale.
Yeah, that's pretty organic, but you can even take it a step higher than that and have some sort of monetary exchange for strategic partnerships. Like, you bring me this house, and I buy it, I'll give you $1,500 for referring that lead. That's exactly what our referral is for anybody out there on the street, and that just kind of amplifies the message a little bit.
And the intertwined, customer experience and referrals intertwined. If you have a good customer experience, then that can potentially lead, monetarily or not, to more referrals. Yeah. So there's just a lot of intertwinking going on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right, Shane? All right, perfect. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. So just make sure that you're willing to offer monetary, or even just like show appreciation when you get referrals. Exactly. And you can create a system around it, or you can just be personable about it when it does happen.
Handwritten cards go a long way. I'll remember that more than $1,500 probably. When people write me handwritten cards to thank me,
because you made $1,500 so far on this podcast.
Let's go,
big
baby.
dog.
Big dog.
Got that energy going. You're mustering it up.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're trying.
Yeah, we can create it out of thin air sometimes.
Long couple of days, yes. So in general, some things that you can take from bigger companies, smaller companies, mid-sized companies, or you just a personal life is systems like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, reputation and branding like Apple, customer experience like Amazon, and then like referral-based businesses, and there's a ton of those for growing. Airbnb, Uber, all those kind of things that just are big referral-based type. You book an Airbnb, and then you want somebody to give you a good review, and then I stayed at this Airbnb, and that's how a lot of Airbnbs do really well, is like through that type of.
Yeah, and related to real estate investing, we talked about house buying referrals, but also your private lenders. There's so many different ways you can incentivize your private lenders. Obviously, do right by your private lenders. Number one, pay them back when you say you're going to pay them back with the interest that you said you're going to pay them back. But also, hey, if you bring me another $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, I'll give you an extra % on the next deal or something like that. There's a lot of different ways you can do there. Increase occupancy by having a referral program with your current tenant base.
And if you take care of them and have good customer experience, they will refer you.
Absolutely, I love that, and you can incentivize as well. Maybe $200 off your next month rent or something.
You're
like that.
You're a big incentivizer today. I'm a big intertwinker today.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was in our pre-production meeting. We talked about that.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be an exchange of actually money. It could be exchange of sharing your services as well. Hey, junk removal company, I'll refer your company out to 5 investors that I know. If I'll do that anyway in hopes that you're going to bring me a lead one day of a house that you're trashing out or something like that.
I like it. Awesome. All right, so that's our thoughts on that opening segment. Make sure to follow. If you found any actionable fun thing about that, if you're watching us live, make sure to follow us here on YouTube. Hit that like button, and if you're listening after the fact, we appreciate you. Hopefully, give us a review. All right, ready for some segments?
Yeah.
That was a good little All right, ready? Segments, Lucas. Real or fake?
Okay, I'll get the first one here. Is this a real or fake headline, Sam? Government sends electric chainsaws to an Appalachian town without power.
So the hurricane went through the last one up there.
Definitely through like that segment as so we're talking about not talking about Milton right now, which is a whole nother frickin' topic. We're talking about Helene, and that kind of went up through the Panhandle, but then tore through the southeast, like Atlanta, North Carolina, all that stuff, which the Appalachians are there. So it makes sense to me. I'm going to say true.
Well, it would be super stupid, right? You send gas-powered chainsaws if there's no electric. They can't charge it. You get the point of this? They can't charge them after they use them if there's no electric.
Well, unless there's like 5 extra batteries.
Well, that's the point of the headline, though, is it's a
it's
misuse
from the
of money.
government.
Yeah, so the fact it's from the government, I'm going to say true.
Yeah.
Real. That is real. There you go. Inefficient use of
Hopefully they
our.
were able to use them.
I don't get too political here. It is kind of crazy. I think it'll hopefully get better, but like all those people that lost their entire like houses get $750, and then most of them didn't have like flood insurance, and we're sending a lot of money elsewhere. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo to Wrexham, 33 trophy holder considers move to Ryan Reynolds' club. I'm going to say that is not true. I think Wrexham is not in the Premier League. I know they moved up, but they're not. He's not going to go way down. They can't even afford him.
Yeah, I could see it being a headline though. It says considers, like, who knows? They pull headlines out of people's ass. So I'm going to say real.
I'm going to say fake because I mean he would come to the U.S. before he did that. In my opinion,
probably.
Real. I think that's just a attention grabber. I don't
sure.
think the realisticity of that.
All right, number 3, Buc-ee's, which is this place is legit. If you've never been to a
I've
Buc-ee's,
never been to a Buc-ee's. What is it?
It's a gas station, but it's an entire like grocery store, clothing line. They have one right outside of Springfield.
So it's a gas station and a clothing store?
Everything, grocery store too.
It's basically a Walmart and a gas station combined.
I don't know how many pumps this place has, the one outside of Springfield, Missouri, but it's probably 100. And it has so many cars in it, it looks like a Walmart parking lot. This thing is huge.
Sounds like a thing that can only be like Midwest. I doubt they like have these in California.
Yeah, this is not a California
It's
type.
primarily southeast.
Yeah,
I knew that.
That makes sense. So include expansion to Kansas City. I know they're in Springfield. I don't even know if they're in Kansas City now, but it makes sense to me.
This would be a weird one to not be like a fake headline.
Yeah. He's like, no, it's not Kansas City. It's actually
St. Joseph. Yeah. We both said St. Joseph. That's weird. We just make fun of you, Shane. Sorry, Shane's mom.
I'm gonna say real.
I'll say fake just to
Not have 3 reels.
yeah. Boom, Lucas, you're so
Boom.
gosh, you do feel stupid right now?
No, I don't.
Ready? Watch this. Ready? See how it's
I
gonna
feel
happen?
pretty good about that. Oh boy, Sam's trying to throw water across. Good throw.
There
All
you
right, now my favorite.
Riddle me
segment.
this. This is where I make
Oh,
Lucas
boy.
look smart. All right, number 1 riddle, Lucas. I have a heart with no beat. What am I? I think we've had
Childish
this one.
Gambino song.
We've had this one.
Heartbeat.
We've had this one before.
We've had a lot with hearts.
This one
whether
we've
it
had
be-
before. I just might not remember it.
Yeah, this to me could be an artichoke.
It is.
Okay,
I'm just going to stop you there. We
yeah.
got the right answer. I'm not going to.
Not a Childish Gambino song. Heartbeat.
Very good job, Lucas.
Yeah.
I have a heart but no beat. It could be a dead guy too, or
Yeah.
gal. That would have been my guess. I think.
For a while, they'll have a heart until it disintegrates.
Yeah, but like you just
Recently
passed
dead.
and
Recently
then
dead
still
person.
there, not
Yeah.
beaten.
A lot of right answers.
All right, number 2. What kind of flower do you have on your face?
I feel like I should know this one, but I don't. I don't.
Guess
I'm
it.
thinking like sunflower, like you have sun on your face. But I was just thinking all parts of your face and what is even related to a flower, and I just can't think of it. So I don't know. Kiss flower, sun kiss,
Tulips.
tulips. Very good.
The riddles are fine lines of jokes and riddles.
Yes, they are.
All right.
I wouldn't have got that one.
All right, number 3, Lucas. A word I know, 6 letters it contains. Remove 1 letter and 12 remains. What is it? I should have read that right, I think, right? Yeah. A word I know, 6 letters it contains. Remove 1 letter, 12 remains.
Is it the 12? 12s?
Dozens.
Dozens.
You were close.
Close.
That was you don't get a point for that, but
Yeah.
that was not bad.
Because if you have the 6-letter word 12, that has 6 letters, you take off the E. I would pronounce that 12 still.
You would. It would have a squiggly red line under on in a word
Yeah,
document.
it would. All right, kind of. Give me a half for that one.
I'll give you half for that.
1.5. I will take it. That is probably my average, if not slightly above.
Slightly
I
above.
will take
Mine's
it.
interesting. I know one of these for sure, so I'm at least going to get one.
All right. True or false segment. I will stump Sam here. John Adams brought the recipe for macaroni and cheese to the U.S. from Germany as the United States' first ambassador.
So John Adams, I don't know if he was
Not Grizzly Adams.
Yes, thank you for that. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yeah, he did. He had a big one. I don't know if he was see, that's the thing. Like I don't know if he was the ambassador to Germany. I know he was our second president.
He was the ambassador to Germany.
Okay, thank you. He was our second president. I know that, and he was a little fella, I believe. All from Hamilton. That's how I know that.
Yeah, that's where all your history comes from.
Yeah, if it's that revolutionary time, I got a decent chance if Hamilton was involved with him at all. Him and John went at it.
Did they?
John called him a Creole bastard.
Oh.
Because he's from the
Louisiana?
Caribbean, and
Yeah.
then he didn't have parents.
Yeah,
That mean?
interesting. Yeah.
I think
What a
Hamilton
dick
called him.
move,
I
John.
think Hamilton called him a fat motherfucker.
Just call him Camilton. I like that.
Hamilton. All right, I'm going to say it could have been. Would a German food is like bratwurst and like would that be macaroni? It's not really news. I'm gonna say false.
You are correct in false, and I like your logic behind it. There's so many things that could be false there, and there were 2 things that were false. It was Thomas Jefferson, and it was brought from France.
Yes, I knew Thomas Jefferson was the ambassador of France. Yes.
Yep, and it was brought from France.
Because of
Germany.
Hamilton, he went over there and smoked some doobies with them and missed the war.
I almost made it Thomas Jefferson in England because I thought that would be closer,
Or
but I knew you'd
Italy?
still get it.
I knew
so.
I knew Jefferson was France for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Adams was both England and Germany.
Was he? Okay.
I wouldn't have thought macaroni came from France. You would think that'd be like an Italian thing.
Yeah, I could see that. I figured it wasn't
Macaroni.
German. And I think I knew Adams was England, but I don't, just because I think he was a big part of.
Yeah, I don't know
Pairing
the
all that.
ambassador thing, but I just know food.
Perfect.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
tried Italy, but it was somebody you'd never heard of, so
We
it
got to
wasn't-
give it some of
wasn't
a chance.
close.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Luke's next one. So 1 for 1.
The United State of Michigan, the
State. Yeah, the United States of
is
Michigan.
larger than the country of Great Britain.
Well, Great Britain is in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom isn't ginormous either. I think, and Michigan's actually pretty big. I know
It's got like the 2 different parts of it too. It's got
the
like
Yoopers,
UP
yeah,
and the
Oopers, they call them Yoopers.
Yoopers up there.
I'm
Uppers.
going to say true, and Shane, you better have some difference. It better not be like 1,000 miles different.
Yeah, it is true. Michigan is larger than Great Britain.
Boom.
Man, that makes
Do you feel like cerebrally insuperior right now because I'm 2 for 2? I'm about to go 3 for 3.
I don't. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Lucas.
Yeah, good job on your true and false. But it is surprising to me. It is surprising. All right, last one. The lighter was invented before matches.
I feel like every time I go 3 for 3, like I'm about to do, you should like lose a shot or something. Because I'm like 0 for my last 5.
Yeah, we can tie it into that somehow if you guys want.
The lighter
Or have a different tracker for these, maybe.
we owe a track for these. Yeah, I gotta help my self confidence a little bit.
Yeah.
The lighter was invented before the matcher. That is true.
That is true. That is true. The old, liquid-based lighter, probably, right?
Mhm.
That makes
a
a
little
lot of
spark
sense.
to light is a little bit easier than creating a whole. Yeah, cool, awesome. All right, there you go, 3 for 3. I mean,
Great
it's
job.
it's
No
not
big deal.
it's not a
Not
big
even
deal.
hard.
It's not a big deal. All right,
Not even
Lucas.
hard for you.
Let's go ahead and read this last quote, but don't get too deep with it because you don't know how.
Oh, we had to sneak that in there. All right. Motivational quote for today. When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Old Joseph Kennedy,
Joseph P. Kennedy.
Joey P.
Yeah. Joey P.
I like it. Yes, that is true. It's one of those. Have you heard that quote of hard times create tough men create easy times create
soft men, or-
tough, whatever that is. Yeah, similar to that. Like when it gets tough, that's when the tough get going. So I like it. I think that's a lot of what we've gone through, a lot of our conversations we have with people locally, Lucas, as well as nationally. I mean, I don't know, and I looked really smart, true, false. I may look stupid. Now I know recessions is like a looking in the rear view mirror type of thing. Like you don't know you're in recession technically. You're technically not anyone until after. We're in something right now. A lot of businesses are really, really struggling right now. I think a lot of people are frozen right now because of like the election and waiting to see what happens. But regardless, it's tough out there right now, and that's why I think people are separating themselves. The good business owners are still pushing through and trying, and some are kind of folding up. So it's tough out there right now. So that's what made me think of that.
I love it. I think resilience is something big here, and something big we look for in our team members. So it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and butterflies. So we're going to have some tough times, and we want people on our team that can push through that with us.
Yeah, and Gaynor was tough times earlier getting the live going. I saw him sweating over there, so that was enjoyable for me. As much as I don't like the inefficiencies, and but it's fun to see him squirm, so it kind of made it worth it.
Okay.
All right, just so you
Trash
know,
it.
Shane.
All right, so I'm up like 30.
You're not
so
up
I'm going to
that.
go left-hand corner for still 2
No,
and
just-
-1.
All right,
Left-hand,
fine.
yeah.
You have a better angle left-handed.
All right.
What are you shooting
So we're shooting trash it. The score right now is Sam 17 to Lucas 24. We got, they're in the corner over here. So Lucas is shooting first. He can go up 1 or up 2. I'm sorry. Oh, he's up 2. Oh no, this is disaster for Sam.
About to be a 10-point lead.
Sam shoots and he's off. So he goes backwards and Lucas goes up 2.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you on the next
Thanks for
one.
watching.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. We hope you got some major value from our conversation. If you love what you learn, make sure you like, rate, review the show, and help us spread the word by telling a friend.
If you'd like to learn more about working with me inside one of my programs, we'll have those links in the show notes, along with all our social media handles, so you connect with us there for free. If there's a real estate question you'd like us to answer, feel free to send us a message and we'll cover it in an upcoming show.